artist tutor Agasa Leonti from Zenartsupplies, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make beautiful ornaments from watercolor paintings to hang on your tree. Here are all the materials that you need. There are water palette, gouache, and of course Zenartsupplies miniature set. I'm starting with a carefully planned sketch of the Nutcracker, which is my own interpretation. It's easy enough to sketch, just a round face and simple lines for the body. You do not need to be an expert at sketching to copy, so do not worry. Then, with some deep red and a round brush from the Fine Line miniature set, I'm starting from his crown, and I'm very careful to stay within the lines, but if you don't, do not worry, we will paint over it with some gouache, so it's an easy mistake to fix. Moving on with the same red to his suit uniform. Again, being careful not to paint his teeth or mouth. I really love this story of the Nutcracker. It is also my favorite ballet. I think the story is so magical and the music so enchanting. But what is interesting is that its creator, Tchaikovsky, didn't really think so. He felt that the Nutcracker music was lacking compared to his previous works. And also at the premiere of the ballet, it didn't really receive very positive comments. And after a year, Tchaikovsky died, so he never knew that the Nutcracker now kinda is a holiday tradition. Now we need some black paint for the hair and the spot under his jaw at the center of his uniform. Another thing that you might not know about the Nutcracker is that it originally wasn't about children. It was more of an adult tale because it showed how the Nutcracker came to be the Nutcracker, and it also included a very bloody battle between him and the Mouse King. The next step, now that the uniform and the hat are dry, is to add some dimension with a darker red shade. To do that, we need to mix red with a little bit of black. And now we're gonna add some color to the uniform, and we are gonna add some blue. Very carefully and with a very small brush, we are gonna paint the inside of his mouth, because as you can see it's kind of open. And we're gonna be very careful not to paint the teeth. As you can see, I'm adding another layer of red paint for vibrancy. With a light orange shade, I'm gonna paint over the face. And again, be very careful not to paint the teeth. If you do paint the teeth, it's alright. If you have any maybe a white gouache, you can easily correct that mistake. And now I'm gonna use some gold gouache and I'm gonna paint the crown. If you don't have gold gouache, also some gold ink will give the same result. We are also painting some golden buttons. And I'm gonna add another layer to the face just to give more depth. With a very small brush from the miniature fine line set, I'm painting some red lines to separate the teeth. And now I'm gonna give some more color to the crown or hat. And I'm gonna add some gouache. It's a kind of teal color, I'd say. It matches well with the rest of the colors. Now that the uniform and hat are dry once again, I'm just gonna go over and add some small darker details just to give more depth. Now it's time to work on the face. I'm just going to paint pink the nose and cheeks. Just pay attention to the various shapes. The cheeks are round. And he also has a black mustache and black thick eyebrows. And in my illustration he has his eyes closed, but you can have them open if you prefer. And with some white gouache, I'm going to add a few highlights to the hair. As you can see, it is all in the details. And because I find his uniform kind of simple, I'm gonna add some green snowflakes to his uniform. What is your favorite character from the Nutcracker? Mine, I'd say, is the sugar plum fairy. I love how delicate she is, and I love the music in that particular moment in the ballet. Now I'm just adding a few very small details to the face, some small highlights and contours to the nose and cheeks. And now we'll present to you two options. You can have the Nutcracker as an illustration, and I'm gonna show you how to add a few decorative elements to the background to make it even more prettier and more festive. Or I can show you how to cut the Nutcracker and turn it into an ornament. I'm just painting a star with gouache, and I'm going to paint another. You can paint them freehand if you feel confident, or you can have a little outline with pencil underneath. And with a small wrinkle brush from the miniature fine line set, I'm painting a few mistletoes using some bluish green. And I am painting another one, and I'm gonna let them dry before I add the red details. And I'm also gonna paint a few fairy lights, Christmas lights. I really prefer the colorful Christmas lights instead of the ones that only have this kind of yellowish. But either way, Christmas lights are magical. And now we're finishing off with these red details of the mistletoes, and I think they look very pretty. And I'm also going to add a few Christmas ornaments. They're gonna be colorful. You can use any colors you like. Adding another golden star. Feel free to add as many as you like. And now we're going to add a few more details to make the ornaments look more like ornaments. We are adding the small hangers on top. And I'm gonna add some more texture and sparkle and golden details with the relief outliner. It's one of my favorite mediums to use. If you can't find one, that's alright. You can add golden details with the golden gouache or ink, or you can leave it as it is. And now we're gonna turn this drawing into an ornament. I'm going to sketch the hanger of the ornament. It's going to be on a square shape because it is easier to cut than a round shape. And now I'm going to take the cutter and cut the square in the middle so that our ribbon can go through, and be extra careful with it. If you're not an adult, I would suggest that you would ask for adult supervision or help. And now we're gonna take the scissors and cut the rest of it. Quite simple, really. And with the glue, we're going to stick this little hanger thingy in the back of the drawing. And we're going to let it dry. Just press it tightly. Alright, and now that it is dry, we're gonna need a small ribbon. Any color you have, any color you like. And we're gonna cut it, tie it and cut it. And there it is. I think it's really cute. So this is what our nutcracker looks like. I hope you have enjoyed making this with me, and I hope you enjoy the holidays and have a wonderful time, and use the hashtag zenartsupplies to some of the wonderful work that you've made. Bye!